Awesome. Okay. How's it going, y'all? Hey, American Songwriter page. We'll let everybody hop on here. Good to see y'all. See y'all. But I'm excited. I'm going to do some songs for y'all, some originals. Hey. And I'm going to answer some questions. I'm excited just to tell some stories behind the songs for y'all. It's going to be really fun. Awesome. Hey everybody. Day 2 going live. I love it. So the first song that I'm going to do for you is an unreleased song. I'm doing a few unreleased songs today actually, which I'm excited. But this one is called Hometown Spirit. I wrote this about my hometown, Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and I hope that, no matter where your hometown is all over the world, that you'll be able to relate to this song. So this is Hometown Spirit. I grew up, the river sings and the cattails all seem to swing to that almighty water melody. The ground that we stood on was silent and sweet tearing from a faucet. A hand out the window was therapy. Sister, you're coming with me, and brother, you're coming too. No matter where I run, how far I go, I'm taking all my heart and all my soul. I feel it in my bones, and it feels just like home. On nights like tonight, can you hear it? Can you feel it, my hometown spirit? Ooh, I learned to love in our school homes and I played cool with Mama called, waiting up on me back at the house. And all those daddy-daughter days, Alabama out on the water days, set the bar high for this guy now. Sister, you're coming with me, and brother, you're coming too. No matter where I run, how far I go, I'm taking all my heart and all my soul. I feel it in my bones, and it feels just like home. On nights like tonight, can you hear it? Can you feel it, my hometown spirit? Ooh. Oh, sister, you're coming with me, and brother, you're coming too. No matter where I run, how far I go, I'm taking all my heart and all my soul. I feel it in my bones, and it feels just like home. On nights like tonight, Can you hear it? Can you feel it? My hometown spirit. Ooh, oh. Can you feel it? My hometown spirit. Thank y'all. Yay. Okay. So we are going to get to some of the questions. Some of y'all. Okay. So, one of the questions was asking to tell y'all more about the songwriting experience. And for me, songwriting has changed a lot. I grew up playing piano, and I would hear a lot of melodies in my head, and I would just play them on the piano and try to, have some chord structure that went with it. But it would normally start with just like a simple kind of easy melody, like even my song "Hard to Believe" that's out, which I'm going to play for y'all later. But it's one of those that's, I mean, it was just. And I just heard that and ended up making a whole song. So piano's always been kind of my go-to. If I hear something in my head, I just go to the piano and it ends up being a whole song. And once I got a little older, I feel like maybe in high school and in college, I would start to develop deeper thoughts than I did in middle school, and have ideas that I wanted to write about, or a certain line that really inspired me, and trying to write a song about how I felt or what I was going through, um, and would start with that idea and end up I would write just this long kind of piece of poetry or almost like a journal entry, and it would end up being a song. And maybe I would take a melody that I'd written on the piano and put them together, or sometimes I would just try to sing whatever I was feeling, and I would put whatever chords or melody to what I was singing and write it on the piano. And so those are kind of my two ways that I've always done it. Especially the co-writing experience has been different, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But I love songwriting. It's therapeutic for me. It makes me happy. I love feeling like I'm creating something. I think that's something that I never want to take for granted, being able to create a song and present it to y'all or just have it for myself. So yeah, I love the songwriting experience. So the next song I'm going to do for y'all is a song that I just put out, and I wrote this song a little over 2 years ago, and wrote it when I was in Nashville, and it was very near and dear to my heart then, but actually has become something much more important and much more dear since this quarantine season of life that we've been going through. And I felt compelled to put it out. And y'all, it's just been awesome getting to hear the response from y'all that, my prayer was that it would make one person's day just a little bit better. And it's done that for so many people, been a sense of hope. Actually, one of my best friends, his wife, texted me the other day and was telling me that Amen had just really helped her through a hard time recently. And that's, as a songwriter, there is nothing better than that, for you to be able to meet someone where they are or make their day better. So this is When I Say Amen. whole world is hurting. I say it hoping it's just what I need. I say it believing when my heart is bleeding. Then my words break the ceiling when I say amen. At the end of a prayer, running out on the edge, on fire like a sunset, I lift my hands to first love, shooting stars, burning candles in the dark. Every step, every breath, that's when I say amen. I say it loud with my dues at a wedding. Back of the bleachers at a cold homecoming game. Sing it out lonely here on the highway. When life won't go my way, I say it again. At the end of a prayer, running out on the edge, on fire like the sunset, I lift my hands to first love, shooting stars, burning candles in the dark. Every step, every breath, that's when I say amen. Amen, amen, amen. I say it quiet when faith is a whisper, and I hear it echo like a heavenly choir. At the end of a prayer, running out on the edge, on fire like a sunset, I lift my hands to first love, shooting stars, burning candles in the dark. Every step, every breath, that's when I say amen. That's when I say amen. 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 Thank y'all. Thank you. I love that song, and it makes me cry almost every time. Let's see, another question. Do you tend to write solo or co-write more often? Do you approach the two in different ways? Um, like I told y'all, I used to write by myself all the time. Um, and it was just therapeutic for me, and especially any type of heartbreak I was going through or friends struggle, I would write, which I feel like teenage years, that's like all all you feel and all you write about is all the drama. Um, but then again, in life, you grow up, and your thoughts change and your feelings change. And now that I've been in Nashville for almost 4 years, and I've been writing as a job, it's crazy because, you go, and most of the time I write like at the same time every day. And I'll write at like 11 a.m. And people often ask me, how do you, sit down and write a song at 11 a.m. every single day and have something creative on your mind? And a cool way that I've always done it, which I'm inspired all the time, and I think as a creative you are, um, But honestly, when you're out like living life or doing things that are like really mundane for me, like in the shower, going on a walk, doing the dishes before I'm gonna go to bed, or when I wake up first thing in the morning, I feel like I'm really inspired. Just doing things where you're not really thinking, but you are thinking, and or going out with friends, especially having dinner or lunch with people, and just being with the people I love. I feel like I get really inspired and end up having these ideas, and I'm like, oh crap, I have to write this down. So I write it down, and maybe I bring it to one of my favorite co-writers at that 11 a.m. write. So that's really cool. Um, and then sometimes I don't even have like a line or a hook. I just have an experience or a way that I've been feeling recently, and I'll just kind of spill my guts in a write. And songwriters who are way more experienced than me, such as like Tom Douglas, who's just like a poet and can make anything sound beautiful, will make it into something that's absolutely incredible, and then we craft it into something, um, and it's a song. So segue into my next song. Um, y'all might know this one the most. I put this out a couple years ago, and it was my first single to country radio. And when I first moved to Nashville, I didn't have a deal. Sorry, I didn't have a deal. And I had a job as a bartender, and I was a really crappy bartender. I've literally said this so many times. Thank goodness that I love people, love talking to people, because my drinks were not very good, especially making a martini is like the hardest thing to do. But amidst being a terrible bartender, I met so many different types of people when I was bartending, and they would just spill their guts out to me. And honestly, a lot of nights I would just feel super weighed down with empathy for all these people. And so I had this feeling, and a couple days later went into the songwriter's room with Tom Douglas for the first time. And he wrote House That Built Me. Those of you that don't know, he's just absolutely incredible. And told him just how I was feeling. And as I was kind of spilling my guts, he was just like writing down like everything. I don't know what I was saying. I didn't know if it was just like therapy notes. But he stopped me after like 5 minutes, and he was like, put the finger up. So I was like, okay. And he wrote the first few lines of this song called Damage. And this song has forever changed my life. And I'm so thankful for the way that it's reached y'all. So this is Damage. I'm a bartender, best friend pretender. I make drinks to help forget and help remember. Beautiful humans, I am a student, and I've seen it from all sides, winning and losing. Oh, what love can do, love can do, love can do some damage. She was his first wife, and she was his whole life. He whispers through the whiskey that I've got her eyes. And then the others, the cancer, the mother, and the prodigal just trying to find some shelter. who came in here. Oh, I pretend that I'd forgotten to remember all of the beautiful ruins. And tonight I'll make a toast for me and you, and all that love can do, love can do, love can do some damage. Oh, all that love can do, I still love you, and love can do. Some damage. Ooh, some damage. Thank y'all. Thank you. Checking it out. Well, thank you so much. Next, let us see. What has your songwriting process been like in quarantine? Okay. It's been very interesting because I'm used to writing in person, and for the first time, I'm writing with people on just like this. Literally, it's like a Zoom, like probably those of you that are working during this time. So many meetings have been on Zoom, and so we're just trying not to talk over each other on Zoom. And surprisingly, I've gotten some of my favorite songs during this time. I was not expecting it, and several of my co-writer friends have said that they have not had good experiences. But I'm so blessed and so thankful that I've had some good ones, and written some songs that I feel like I'm going to put on my album. So that's really awesome. I'm really thankful for that. But then some songs are terrible, but that's just like every day, I feel like. But so that's what my process has been like. Some are great, some are bad, but you just got to do what you got to do during this time. Yeah. So next song we're going to do is, okay. So this song I'm actually putting out this year. I'm so excited, putting it out pretty soon. I wrote it several years ago when I first moved to Nashville, and this is right when I had like fallen in love with Noah, my husband. And I'd written so many songs about heartbreak. If you've listened to my EP, you know this. I've just been through a lot of heartbreak. And so Noah was really proud when he got his first song. And this was one of the first ones, and I love it so much. Wrote it with Jimmy Robbins and Eric Argis, two of my great songwriter friends. And actually got to play this song when I opened up for Brett Young a while back. And it was really cool because, so that was one of my first tours to go on. And so I'm the opener. Nobody really knows who I am. And I would open with this song, and people would know the words by the end of the song. I was like, this is amazing. This is like dream come true. And I just knew I had to release it one day for y'all. And so many of you have DM'd me, texted me on my fan number, and told me you want this song to be out. So it's going to be put out soon. But this is what he does. What other guys do is get drunk at a party, fighting with my best friend, yelling about nothing. What other guys do is text me after midnight, ghost me in the morning, practically ignoring all the love that I give, all the love that I'm worth. Yeah, what other guys do is leave me hurt. But what he does is make me laugh when I feel like crying. What he does is lift me up when I feel like flying. He calls me beautiful, he calls me baby, he calls me just because. And he makes it all look so damn easy. That's just what he does, what he does. What other guys do had me pretty much believing, settling the standard till God gave me a man that sees all the love that I give, all the love that I'm worth. No, he don't tell me lies, he don't leave me hurt. Yeah, what he does is make me laugh when I feel like crying. What he does is lift me up when I feel like flying. He calls me beautiful, he calls me baby, he calls me just because. And he makes it all look so damn easy. That's just what he does, what he does. Ooh, oh, what he does. Yeah. What he does is see me, need me, want me, make me feel like I'm enough. What he does is know me, teach me, show me what it's like to really love. What he does is make me laugh when I feel like crying. What he does is lift me up when I feel like flying. He calls me beautiful, he calls me baby, he calls me just because. And he makes it all look so damn easy. That's just what he does, what he does. Oh, what he does. He calls me beautiful, he calls me baby, he calls me just because. Thank y'all. All right, I have one more song for y'all. So awesome to be here with y'all, American Songwriters. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions here. Oh, thank y'all. Awesome. I'm glad y'all love that song. Okay, do I have any more of the questions? What advice would you give to aspiring songwriters? It's a great question. Advice that I would give to aspiring songwriters, and I've known so many and I've given this advice before, but write, write, write as much as you can. I feel like the more that I write, the more vulnerable I am with myself and with others, the better that my songs get. Um, you know, tell your truth, speak your truth. It really does go a long way because people relate to that. And you can't be someone that you're not when you're songwriting. So just write what you know. If it's sitting down in a journal and just getting used to like writing your thoughts out, that's a great way to start. That's how I literally started doing it. Um, and then maybe finding another songwriter that you're friends with, that you trust, to write with, that you feel comfortable with. And it always makes you better to kind of bounce ideas off of other people. Um, but yeah, keep writing. The more you write, the better you'll get. Find trusty co-writers. And um, I feel like what has always helped me is listening to some of my favorite songwriters and listening to lots of different genres that have great songwriting. I feel like country music is some of the most incredible writers that can turn a phrase, but all different styles of music just are really good in different areas. So maybe listen to country one day, listen to some pop, some R&B, um, but yeah, some indie, alternative, all that. But yeah, that would be my advice to any aspiring songwriters. So yeah, I've got time for one more. So I'm gonna do this song that I absolutely love. Um, I wrote this song with Sam Ellis and Derek Sutherland, two of my all-time favorite songwriters. They are incredible. And this was the day that I was very vulnerable. It's my true story of a heartbreak that I had gone through. And this is actually my favorite song that I've ever written and gotten to put out to y'all. And yeah, I'm really thankful for it. But thank you so much, American Songwriters, for having me. And thank you for giving artists opportunity to tell stories behind the mic about what it's like to write behind the scenes, and just that process and the journey and how cool it is. How I'm thankful that I get to do this as a job every day. Yeah, so thank y'all so much for having me. This is Something People Say. I heard a symphony when he started talking. First sight, time stop kind of thing. The moment he walked in, told my mama we're in love. She said you're too young to feel that way, but that's just something people say. That truck we rode around in has lost some of its polish. We watched leaves fall 3 times. I went off to college. He said I'll call you every day. Nothing about us is gonna change, but that's just something people say. Maybe we meant it, maybe we didn't. Maybe our words are just umbrellas for the rain. I didn't think I'd ever see the day that I love you would turn into just something people say. My tear-filled can't take back. Wish I never met you. It all fell out so fast as a foolish response to his we ain't breaking up, we're just taking a little break. 'Cause that's just something people people said, hey, maybe we meant it, maybe we didn't. Maybe our words are just umbrellas for the rain. I didn't think I'd ever see the day that our love would turn into just something people say. Hey. Ooh, yeah. If I saw you out somewhere downtown, would I use good to see you as an umbrella for the rain? Hey, hey, hey. I didn't think I'd ever see the day that I left you would turn into just something people say. Something people say. Thank y'all so much, American Songwriter. This was awesome. Thank y'all so much for watching. Let me make sure. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.